Hello. Hi, this is Maya. Welcome back to Spanish with Maya. Bienvenidos y bienvenidas todos y todos a mi canal Español con Maya. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is doing great and ready for this second lesson. In our last lesson, we learned a lot about how to say hola, hello, adios, goodbye, ¿cómo estás? How are you? So I hope you've been practicing and you're ready for the next lesson now. So today we're going to talk about pronouns. And basically that's kind of a scary grammatical word that basically just covers the way to say I, you, he, she, or it, y'all, we, and them. So this is really important for us to grasp this concept and to understand how do we say this in Spanish. Okay, so let's get started. The most important pronoun that I want you to focus on right now is how to say I. And that is because it's very, very crucial for us to be able to say I am, I need, I am hungry, I am sick. It's so fundamental. So if you cannot remember the other ones right now, do not worry because all I want you to focus on is I. There's other things that I want you to realize at this point in our course as well, that we have a formal and an informal way to say you. Okay, this is completely different than English. So this is a concept that I want to sink in over time. I know that it can be hard to remember, but any Romance language has a formal and an informal way to talk about you. Okay, and a Romance language is basically French, Romanian, Portuguese, Italian, Spanish. Okay, these are Romance languages. And in Spanish, we have a formal way to say you and an informal. And we'll get more onto that later on in the course. Another concept that I really want you to focus on is that in Spanish, unlike in English, we have verbs and words that are categorized into masculine and feminine. And this really doesn't have anything to do with the concept of gender that we have in English. It's just a way that we categorize words. And it's really important for us to know the difference between them so that we can change words and make them work for the different pronouns that we're talking about. Okay, so let's go look at some examples. So I really want you guys to look at this slide as much as possible and try and digest the information because it's so important to know this. Let's first start. I in Spanish is yo. This is such a great word. Probably one of the most important words you'll ever know in Spanish. So let's say it together. Yo. Great job. Okay, so if I'm talking about you informally, I'm going to say tú. I'll say that one more time. Tú. Great job. You'll notice that over the U, there's this little boop, there's a little dash thing. That's called an accent. We're not going to go over the rules for accents in this course because it's a little advanced, but just know that an accent just makes something sound like it's going up in the inflection of your voice. It's not tú, it's tú. Okay? Tú, tú. There's a little bit of a difference. And the way that we formally talk about you is usted, usted. Let's say it all together. Usted. Fantastic. Okay, if I want to talk about he, she, or if I'm talking about an object, it, I'm going to use él for he and ella for she. Let's say it together. Él, ella. Remember the double L makes a Y sound. So that's why we're not saying ella, we're saying ella. Great job. Okay, if we want to talk about us, we, very important, we're going to say a long word. Nosotros. Nosotros. Okay, fantastic job. The next one that we're going to talk about is something that is only used actually in Spain. So if you're going to Spain to live there, to study, to travel, this is something that you're really going to want to focus on. And remember, if you have no desire to go to Spain, this is probably not a concept that's super helpful. Okay, so the way we're going to say y'all, or you could also refer to it as you guys, but in this course I say y'all, is vosotros. Vosotros. Okay, great job. And then the last one is we're talking about them, okay? We're talking about those guys over there, okay? If we're saying them and we're talking in the masculine, we're going to use ellos. And if we're talking in the feminine, ellas, okay? So let's say it one more time. Ellos, ellas. Fantastic job. I'm just going to say all of them pretty fast so you can hear them out loud. Yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas. Fantastic job. If you want to focus just on one pronoun right now, remember, just focus on yo because it's the most important one for us to look at right now. Great job, and we'll see you in the next lesson.